Isn't it about time for somebody's favorite radio program?
This is America's Outdoor Talk program.
Are you ready to get rowdy?
Outdoors This Week with your host, Alex Langer. Alex Langer. We've got fishing.
Believe me, folks, I have been there, and the fishing has been tremendous.
Hiking.
Adios. Have a nice trip.
Camping.
This is a real adventure.
How do you know?
When you're an experienced woodsman like me, you get a feel for these things.
Oh, really?
Heck, we've even got kayaking.
I'm going to show you kids the time of your life.
We've got all the info you need for a safe and fun day in the sun.
It's a darn good thing we found you when we did. There's something horrible roaming these woods.
And you've got Outdoors This Week. Outdoors This Week. And now, here's your host, Alex Langer.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody else in between, if you know what I mean. We have a legend with us today, somebody who has won over $1 million in bass fishing. Randy Howell has been fishing since he was a kid. At age 11, he started guiding on Kerr Reservoir in North Carolina, and he's never had a job outside the fishing industry, which, Lynn, I think used never to be the case. Only independent business people ever fish tournaments. Somebody that owned a plumbing contractor house. Now it's like all these kids come right out.
It's amazing.
Out of high school.
Yeah.
And Randy was one of those kids. Damn it, he's with us today, and he began guiding when he was age 14, and he had the honor of taking Kevin Costner and Tim Robbins out on the lake when they got some time away from the set of Bull Durham, which incidentally was filmed in Durham, North Carolina. Randy knew he made it big in the bass fishing industry when he qualified for the Classic when he was just 23 years old during his third season. He was 9th in points and he made the Classic, and that was the year he realized he was there to stay and he was not going to quit. Randy loves to share his fishing experience, time, and expertise, as well as his faith as a Christian. He strives to share God's message and to be a blessing to others wherever his travels take him. He's been fishing bass since 1993, and he's currently fishing the Bassmaster Elite Series. Randy's mentors were Rick Clunn, Guido Hibden, and Woo Daves. And of course, if you listen to the show at all, we have just about all of those guys with us on the show before. And he's a national spokesman for the King's Home. What's the King's Home? You'll have to stay tuned to find out. It's the most rewarding thing that he's ever done, or so he says. We'll find out if it's really the most rewarding thing he's ever done. And then we have our usual suspects. I mean, I call them that with great affection because they're with us every time we do the show. We have Ron Lindner. What's Ron rambling about this week? Do you have any idea?
I don't. I'm going to have to check that one out.
Well, that makes two of you because I don't think Ron knows.
I don't
either.
think he knows.
And that wasn't meant to be a dig at Ron, but it's accurate. Then we have Larry Whiteley from Bass Pro. We have Sammy Lee from the Sammy Lee program. And we have Wade Bourne from, I think it's Wired to Hunt.
I think right now it's Wired to Hunt.
All right. So how can you go wrong with a great show like that? Stay with us, folks. We'll be right back with Randy Howell.
Hey, what do you think you're doing? Don't change that dial. Alex will be right back with more of Outdoors This Week after these messages.
Some are old, some are young, but they have one thing in common: having served America with honor. Log on to thankyouveterans.org and thank a veteran for their service. A public service of Paralyzed Veterans of America.
Hi folks, Ron Lindner here for Lindner's AnglingEdge.com website. That's Lindner's AnglingEdge.com website. Home of all kinds of interesting activities. Also, you can find me, you can see us at Angling Edge Facebook every day and keep up with some of the latest trends. And one of the latest trends is there's a new record, big-headed carp. One, you say? Well, it's all in the eye of the beholder. In a lot of places, they're a nuisance, they are gigantic, and they fight hard. It seems that the Iowa DNR verified a new state record big-headed carp in June of this year, so it's finally verified. The female was captured by Larry Sparks from Lake Rathburn. And this is the first verified specimen taken from that lake. Sparks was casting a rattle bait and snagged the fish off of a handicapped accessible pier. That's a little bit of a fight. It weighed 93.5 pounds and was 56 inches long. These fish can fight. Those are, you see a lot of, the silver carp are the ones that jump out of the water. The big head are just around, but they are a problem as well. They are an invasive species. They're swimming into more and more lakes. Now, Rathburn is in Iowa. It is one of the major reservoirs and gets a lot of traffic. This surpassed the former Iowa record of 79 pounds, and that was in 2009 that they had this. It borders on a world record basis. They're unsure because there was a 106-pound big-headed carp taken from Lake of the Ozarks last year, but the facts around the fish were very sketchy, and they were not inclined to accept it as the record. This thing is verified. Actually, it was shot on tape. People took pictures of it, or video pictures of it, and being landed and weighed and everything else, so you got a full verification. The IGFA says it has not have any record, and they are the record keeper, or almost the official record keeper of this fish, and they say they don't have a record of the Ozark fish. So this thing, if it does go in and is accepted by the state of Iowa, is probably going to be the next record. Now, do you have any big carp out west where out in Massachusetts or someplace like Connecticut or New Jersey? I don't believe they're there yet, but give it time. It's going to be there. That's it from Ron. If you want to hear more about us, go look us up on LindnersAnglingEdge.com website, or go to us and see Angling Edge Facebook. Angling Edge Facebook. You keep up on our activities there. See you later, folks.
My dad came to live with us last month, and it's going pretty well.
I feel like I never have time for myself.
With him being around more, it really lets us catch up on things.
His memory isn't what it used to be.
We get up and we have coffee.
He usually wakes up at 4:30.
Then we go for a walk.
He needs lots of my attention.
I do need to keep an eye on his medications, though. That's important.
Sometimes I feel like a pharmacist.
I'd say John and the kids are adjusting pretty well.
They honestly have no idea what I'm going through.
It can be a little challenging.
Help.
But so far, so good.
I could really use just a little help.
For those dealing with the daily struggles of caring for a loved one, we hear you. That's why AARP created a community with experts and other caregivers for advice, tips, and support. Together, let's help each other better care for ourselves and the ones we love. Visit aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Hey, there's my son. You've been in your room all morning.
Hey, Dad.
Matt, what's wrong with your voice?
There is nothing wrong with my voice.
Oh, well, it's just sort of.
I have been playing my video games and electronic games for so many hours.
Uh-huh. Well, it sounds like it might be time for you to take a break, or...
Hello, Dad.
Susan?
I have been watching TV and text messaging all morning. Yay, electronics. Yay, yay, yay.
Guys, I think it's about time to get in the car and take a little trip. Maybe see some trees, some green things.
What are these green things you speak of?
This weekend, unplug. Take your family to the forest. There's nothing in the world like experiencing nature firsthand. Trees, paths, bluebirds, streams. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. To find the forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Ranger Station, Ranger speaking.
Hi, I'd like to report a bear sighting, as in Smokey Bear.
Continue.
I was burning yard waste. He told me to remember that if it's too hot to touch, it's too hot to leave.
9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans. That means 9 out of 10 wildfires can be prevented.
I know that now.
As usual, the talking bear gets all the credit. Always burn responsibly and contact your local fire department for open burning regulations. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council. Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Stump setting coming up on Bass Pro Shops Outdoor World.
Have you ever wanted to disappear into the woods? Have you ever wanted to tie your own flies, but never taken the time? Have you ever wanted to speak turkey? Then you belong at Bass Pro Shops. Every week, we offer free skills workshops to help you get started. See the store or go to BassPro.com for more information. Bass Pro Shops. Your adventure starts here.
Fall is stump sitting time. To hurried, pressured, tired folks, stump sitting time is by far the most meaningful and significant time of all. It just comes once a year in autumn. The air must be crisp for good stump sitting. There must be that thin haze, that hint of smoke in the air. The oaks must be bronze, the maples red, or the aspens golden. In just a short time, all things in life begin to take their proper place. Big things become little, little things become big. It's a time to reflect on good memories and dream about things to come. One danger that must be faced, though, is the urge to go and do something. These things are only designed to unthrone the stump sitter. Somehow stump sitting has its own special kind of brainwashing. The good wholesome kind. Trials, troubles, tribulations, and all manners of worries are all affected by the peculiar cleansing action of stump sitting. I'm Larry Whiteley, and this is Bass Pro Shops Outdoor World.
Thanks, Larry. Stump sitting, huh? You know, I've known Larry for about 20 years now, Lynn. I've never heard him talk about stump sitting.
I've never heard anyone give a report on that.
It's probably a good thing, too, because I would have said, Larry, that's enough.
Yeah.
We have one of the all-time greats of bass fishing with us today. My next guest has won over $1 million in fishing, and that certainly qualifies him as being one of the greats. Not that $1 million means anything, because these days it doesn't mean that much. It's meaning less and less every day. But you know, it's a way to measure your success in bass fishing. And Randy Howell has won over $1 million in bass fishing. And Rick Clunn, Guido Hibden, Woo Daves, Jimmy Houston, and Larry Nixon are all his angler heroes. We've had just about all of them on the show, and we just had Guido last week and Dion, and we got to get Rick Clunn too, all right?
Yeah.
We got to get him back
I've been trying to chase him down.
Keep chasing him.
He's playing hard to get.
He runs pretty fast, but if not, I'll have Guido chase him down. Now, back to Randy Howell. Randy, I just watched a video with you in it for the King's Home. Tell us what that is. What is the King's Home, and what do you do?
Yes, sir, Alex. Good to be talking to you on the show today. I appreciate you having me on. You too, Lynn. And the King's Home is a nonprofit Christian charity for kids and women. It's a two-part charity ministry here in the Birmingham, Alabama area, and they've got quite a few campuses in different parts of central Alabama here that services boys, girls that are mostly 10 to 18 years old that are abandoned, abused, neglected, wards of the state, a lot of bad situations of abuse and that kind of thing. And they are a real unique setup the way they operate, and by having the homes and house parents and people that actually are full-time employees, but their job is to be a house parent.
I noticed there's people that were house parents that actually live on the property.
Right, and the properties are unique because they have houses that donators over the years have built for this ministry, and they live in the houses with their own kids, and then they actually house 3, 4, 5 boys or girls depending on which campus they're on. So it's a really neat opportunity the way they do it, and it's a definite calling on people's lives to be able to do what they do, because most of those people have been doing it for 14, 15 years and really love what they're doing, and they really help a lot of people. And then the women's group, they have several homes for women, some with women with children that are running from domestic violence and different things like that, and then other women that have just had hard luck and run into bad situations, not with jobs, no place to live, different things like that, and they help those ladies too, and a couple other campuses as well. So it's a great group of people, help a lot of people, and they love fishing, and they see the opportunity for me as a bass fisherman to take their mission all over the country and touch the hearts of all the anglers.
Now, what can you, Randy Howell, admittedly a legendary bass fisherman, how do you help them?
Mostly, first and foremost, being a spokesperson for them, taking them out and letting people see the name on the Triton Mercury boat, Triton with King's Home on the side where Hope lives, now, on the side of the vehicle.
You've got the King's Home top dead center on your chest, as I saw.
Yeah, and having it on the jersey, and then talking about, I speak at 20 to 30 men's ministry events at churches, wild game dinners, and all that on my own every year, so that I'm also able to take that mission to those locations in different parts of the country and share that with them, and then it brings awareness to the King's Home and helps donations come in for them, as well as bringing awareness to the whole country for the need of serving others and helping kids and women in your own area as well. So it really helps. And then being able to give the boat away with the $100 donation to buy the tickets online on the kingshome.com website, and we give that boat away November 18th, and we raised $52,000 last year.
Holy
with the
cow,
boat.
I can win a boat?
Yes, my fully rigged tournament boat that I fished out of for 8 months. We're done fishing out of it now, and I'm taking it around on display, showing it, trying to get ticket sales going for it, and we'll give it away November 18th, fully loaded with everything on it, just like I fished out of it, which is well over $70,000 retail package.
What do people have to do to win it?
To do that, just go to kingshome.com, and you just follow the prompts. You'll see a picture of me in the boat, and you click on it, and you can buy securely online there through King's Home's website with credit card, PayPal, or however you want to do that. And it's tax deductible. Every $100 ticket you buy is tax deductible donation. They'll send you a receipt in a year for that. So you're helping a good cause, getting a tax deduction for it, and having a chance to win a boat with a very good odds, because it's not, we're trying to sell 1,000 tickets, but we didn't make it to 1,000 last year, and we're way below at that. We're at like 250 right now with a month and a half to go.
Did you hear that? You can win Randy's boat. Think about that. Randy, are you okay there?
Yeah, I talked like for 3 hours at high school fishing team meetings last night at a bunch of schools.
Randy, we got to take a break right now, but when we come back, we'll talk a lot more. All right?
Okay, thanks.
More of America's favorite outdoor talk program, Outdoors This Week, after these messages.
Mornings were toughest. Before treatment, the little things were hardest to bear. Now that I'm free of drugs and alcohol, it's the little things that give me the most joy. Recovery. It gave me back my life. For drug and alcohol information and treatment referral, call 1-800-662-HELP.
Since 1980. Tight Lines with Sammy Lee.
He's one of America's best bass anglers, having qualified for 9 Bassmaster Classics. But one area that few people know about is his expertise in designing fishing lures. Hello, this is Sammy Lee. I'll begin a conversation with Basil Bacon after this.
Your attention, please. The wait is almost over.
Smart baits are on their way. Smart baits. Color that changes with the temperature of the water. Color. The fishing world will never be the same. Get a sneak peek now at smartbaits.net. Color changes everything. Smart baits. Coming soon.
For many years, most people that follow competitive bass angling have known the name Basil Bacon. This Springfield, Missouri native has made a reputation as one of America's premier bass fishermen, having qualified for 9 Bassmasters Classics, and he was inducted into the Bass Fishing Hall of Fame in 2007. So when Basil told me about designing a spinnerbait that's simply unbelievable for fall fishing, I had to know more.
It's a long arm spinnerbait, about a 3/8 ounce head, and 2 great big copper blades on it. Now, I occasionally will use other color blades, but the copper seems to be the best one for this one. It's just a regular old hammered blade, nothing fancy about it. The blades are like a number 5 and a number 7, or even larger than that if I can get them. And then there's a lot of other things that I do to this bait to make the bait work right. And there are some very key things in there. The bait when you use it the way I do and wake the top of the water with it, if you've got a light wire if the spinnerbait is made of a light wire frame, this light wire will maybe last the most about a half a day, and it'll break because these blades are putting out so much vibration on this thing, and you're pulling so hard on it that it just simply vibrates the shaft in two. If you use a real heavy wire, you might be lucky if you got 2 days out of it before it broke. It just won't last very long.
But long enough to catch a pile of fish. I'll continue talking with Basil Bacon next time, so I hope you'll join us. I'm Sammy Lee, and until next time, Tight Lines.
Tight Lines, brought to you by Huntmate, the best hunting app for your iPhone. By UFP,
America's leading maker of brake systems for boat trailers.
And by Smart Baits.
Color changes everything.
Follow Tight Lines on Twitter at www.twitter.com/TightLinesRadio.
Thanks, Sammy Lee, and we've got Sammy with us every single week right here on Outdoors This Week. Our guest is Randy Howell. Randy has won $1 million in fishing tournaments. Let me tell you a little bit about Randy's background. He was a guide on Kerr Reservoir in North Carolina at age 11. Wow. And he's never had a job outside the fishing industry, which is kind of cool, you know.
Yeah, very.
That used never to be the case, Lynn. Now it's sometimes more the case with the elite anglers than not, you know.
That's really cool.
His dad got him into fishing as he was a dedicated bass fisherman himself. He owned a camp and a marina on Lake Gaston, which is where Randy got his guiding experience. At age 14, Randy had the honor of being able to take Kevin Costner and Tim Robbins out on the lake when they got some time away from the set of Bull Durham. I didn't know that Bull Durham was shot in North Carolina.
Yeah, right there in Durham, North Carolina,
really?
Right where the Durham Bulls play. It was right on site. There was about an hour from where we lived on Lake Gaston.
I just thought it was made-up Hollywood stuff. You know?
Yeah, I thought so, too, until that. But, they just drove up out of the blue one day when I was 14 years old, my mom and dad, and talked to them, and they just wanted to get away from, their world of acting and just take it easy and go fishing. And we were just kind of out in the country and didn't really know much about the movies or what was going on there. And so we just treated them like everybody else, like we treat everybody, and they liked that, I think, because they liked just going out and having fun and fishing. So it was a pretty neat opportunity.
I think a lot of stars, if you just treat them like they're regular people, they like that a lot better than if you bow and scrape, you know?
Yeah, that's right.
So you were in the middle of a story before you were rudely interrupted by the break.
Yeah, what was that when I was trying to remember what we were talking about? ADD sets in pretty quick.
I think you said you would talk to a high school group of kids.
Yeah, high school. The high school fishing, Alex, is exploding in high schools and colleges all over America right now.
I've noticed that. I mean, like in the last 2 or 3 years, it's totally exploded.
Yeah, we've got over 250 high school teams now in the state of Alabama alone, and then Illinois is kind of the one that started the whole craze and is part of the Athletics Association now. Alabama High School Athletics has accepted it now, just like Illinois, as a normal sport. So it's growing really fast, and I'm getting a lot of opportunities to go speak to these high school teams. So last night I had Hayden High School and one other one that came over and met in one place last night. So you go to see those kids, man, they're just fired up and gung-ho about fishing. They love it. You see the fresh, renewed passion for why we do what we do, and they're just excited and hang on every word you try to say to teach them about fishing. So it really motivates me to do what I'm doing and to try to give back and teach these kids, how to advance and how to learn to catch more bass. So that's what I've done last night.
A lot of these kids come out of high school and college. Sometimes that they don't even go to college. They just become professional bass fishermen. Do you agree with that?
Well, now not really at all. I really think the college is definitely the pathway now, because with high school fishing and now the college team fishing getting so popular and so much growth there, it's definitely where kids can go to college now and actually get scholarships to go fish on a team.
How cool is that? You get a scholarship for going fishing.
Get a scholarship to go fishing, and then they can pursue their career in fishing. But without a college degree now in the professional bass fishing world, with sponsors and marketing, as much as you as well as you know, you can't be successful in that unless you just come out and really, really set the world on fire and win a lot of tournaments, and that's not really easy either. So you definitely got to go to college.
There's one thing that's not worth as much as it used to be. There was $1 million, and there's a college degree. I mean, those both are in question right now.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And with the marketing nowadays, with fishing and businesses and companies like we all deal with, they're definitely looking for somebody who's intelligent, somebody who knows how to market and knows the ins and out of how to get exposure and how to get impressions and that kind of thing. And so it's a business, a real serious business, and it's real competitive. So having a college degree to learn about marketing and marketing yourself and your sponsors is real important.
At the end of the day, it's all about selling your sponsor's product. And I know that because I've been in the fishing lure business myself.
That's right.
And I don't care if you stand on your head and whistle Dixie, but you got to sell the product.
That's right. It's all about selling the product. And,
how do you sell product with your sponsors?
Well, mostly, we've come a long way just in the last 2 years now, really with the social media, and that is really helping us as anglers be able to really get exposure for ourselves and our sponsors a lot cheaper than we used to be able to with Facebook and Twitter and all our websites and things like that. So going viral with YouTube videos, I make a lot of videos, once or twice a week for different sponsors, and that's part of the packages I put together for sponsors that we'll make these product videos, real life showing what we're doing with them, how to use them, and why you need them, and then we put them out on the Facebooks and the websites, and and we've got 6,000 or 7,000 fans that pretty steadily look at our site every day. We've got a lot of good unique visitors, and that gives you a lot more exposure there. And then as it grows and more people tag you and like you and things like that, then that grows faster too. So that's a whole new avenue of selling and promoting for our sponsors that makes us more valuable than the past.
We've got to go to a break, but if you can list your sponsors quickly, we'll come after the break. And I want to find out how the social media explosion has really affected bass fishing.
Okay. We're going to do that after the break.
We'll do it right now.
Right now. Okay.
Give me your sponsors.
Yeah, my sponsors, Triton and Mercury, that's two main sponsors I've had for 15, 16 years. Yamamoto Bait Company, Gamma Fishing Line, Lunker Lure Products, Molex Lure Company out of Italy. Let's see, Lowrance Electronics. I have to sit here and think really hard. I've got so many different good partners.
Quickly.
ATX Wheel Company. I'll think of some more here in a little bit.
All right, we'll come back and you think of the rest of your sponsors, okay? All right, we'll be right back, folks. Don't go away. We got Randy Howell.
We'll be back in a moment with more Outdoors This Week with Alex Langer.
Can you tell if the leftovers from this dinner party are beginning to grow bacteria that could lead to severe diarrhea, vomiting, and stomach cramps? Listen. You can't see it either. Get leftovers into the refrigerator as soon as possible. Spoiled leftovers can make you very sick, or worse. Roughly 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year, but you can keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov. Brought to you by the USDA, HHS, and the Ad Council.
Some are old, some are young, but they have one thing in common: having served America with honor. Log on to thankyouveterans.org and thank a veteran for their service. A public service of Paralyzed Veterans of America.
If you're a duck hunter and you're in the market for some new waders this year, check out Cabela's new Northern Flight one-strap waders. As their name implies, these waders have just one strap instead of two. With these, there's no strap over your shooting shoulder to get in the way of your shotgun. Somebody had their thinking cap on. I'm Wade Bourne, and this is Wired to Hunt Radio. More today about this radical new design in waterfowl waders.
Stay with us. Wade will be right back.
Whitetail hunters, Cabela's has done it again, added another amazing item to its website. Cabela's now offers a compact gun rest designed for folks that don't like carrying clumsy shooting sticks. Folks that want their hands to be free, now you can keep a little Sure Shot gun rest in your pack or pocket. They only weigh 5 ounces. When needed, hook it to a fallen branch or tree limb. $20, Little Sure Shot gun rests are rapidly becoming standard hunting gear. That's Little Sure Shot gun rests at Cabela's.com. Cabela's is the world's foremost outfitter for hunting, fishing, camping, and outdoor gear. They offer more gear than anybody, best selection, prices, and quality, all backed by Cabela's legendary guarantee. Shopping with Cabela's has never been easier or more convenient. You can outfit all your needs through Cabela's catalogs, website, and their many stores. Check them out at Cabela's.com. Cabela's, the world's foremost outfitter.
This is Wired to Hunt Radio.
Yesterday, boot designer Shane Hare of Cabela's talked about this company's new Northern Flight one-strap waders. Shane says their one-strap design is convenient and comfortable. They also offer absolute top qualities in features and materials.
We started out with our 5mm Armor Flex, which is one of our most durable neoprenes that we have out. They're tough. They got the Armor Flex coating so you can go through a lot of brush and brambles. They hold up. We're using a very high-grade neoprene, so they'll last for several years. Then we've got some breathable gussets on the side to give a little bit more movement, a little bit more room. We've taken some of that up with some bungee straps or some side-locking buckles. That way you can get a good fit. We've got insulated hand warmers in there. The boots are 1,200 grams of thinsulate, so you don't have to worry about busting ice, cold weather. We also got some reinforced knee pads in them. Makes it nice so if you are busting ice, towards that late season, you're not going to beat up your knees or cut them up too bad.
So combine all these features with the one-strap design, and you've got waders that are winners. Check out the new Northern Flight one-strap waders on Cabela's.com. And that's today's Wired to Hunt Radio. I'm Wade Bourne saying thanks for listening and get outside.
Thanks, Wade. What about Wade's waders? Did you ever think of that, Wade?
I like that.
Listen, we have Randy Howell with us today, and Randy, let me give you the stats on Randy. He won over $1 million on the bass tour. He's been fishing bass since 1993 when he was 23 years old. I'm sorry, he made his first classic when he was 23 years old. There are young kids these days that are in the classic, not winning it, but in it. Like Brandon Polnick comes to mind. What advice do you give Brandon?
Brandon's doing pretty good on his own already. I tell you, he's a sharp young man. I've met him, talked to him quite a few times, and I like to see young guys like that come out that have confidence, yet they're humble in their approach to knowing that it's all about paying your dues and learning the ropes and learning from somebody in everything that you do. And so Brandon's done a good job of that, and he's already proven that he's a winner. He's already won at the elite level. So I think he'll be a name that everybody will know in the future for sure.
I agree with you. Brandon's been on the show many times, and he's also been kind of a regular. But why don't we talk about the computer revolution, what that's done for the sport of bass fishing? You mentioned social media. How important is that in your work now?
Well, it is probably number one in all we do every day.
Really? It's honestly, it's number one?
Yeah, definitely number one, because you do your other, normal reports for sponsors, and you do any other way you can get media with shows like guys like your show on radio, and anything you can do for TV, radio, that type of thing. But the only way you can stay connected firsthand, day-by-day basis with your fan base and your customer base is through that social media.
How many fans do you have on Facebook?
My Facebook, I think, is up to about 6,500. And
I thought you were going to say 64, 65. I was going to say, hey, we do that here, but 64, 6,500, that's great.
Yeah, I wish we want to get more than that, and that's all a daily process, and we gain 50 or 100 usually a week right now. If we can get more than that, I'm
going to have to tell Ron Linder about this. I'll say, Ron, Randy Howell is gunning for you on the Facebook friends angle.
Yeah, Kevin Van Dam has still got everybody beat right now. I think he's got like 30,000 on his Facebook. So he does a lot of crossover marketing and media stuff with NASCAR, and that's a big help because he's drawing a lot of that NASCAR fan base in to his Facebook through Jamie McMurray and some of the Bass Pro commercials you see with those guys.
Does everybody that watches NASCAR fish?
it seems like there's a good half of them or so anyway, I think,
Yep.
So it's definitely something to cross over and market together with them on that.
So how do you market something on Facebook? Tell me. The floor is yours.
Yeah, mostly just, we like with the King's Home, the videos about giving the boat away, we simply, make those videos like that, load it right up and put it on the Facebook page where when people come to my fan, Randy Howell Fishing on Facebook, and they see that, they can scroll down and immediately the new updated news comes up every day that we post, and they can click and watch that video, and then they can like it or share it with others, and then new people come and new people go, and it's just just instant, because now we're in the age of everybody's got an iPhone or a Droid or something on their side, and everybody likes to know up to date to the minute what's going on. It's that instant gratification age that we're in. So that's why that works so well, and Twitter as well. And that's another.
Tell me about Twitter. I mean, are you first of all, are you on Facebook every single day?
Yeah, I am. My wife, Robin, she's my main business partner. Robin is really sharp with the computer and the marketing through Facebook. She does most of that for me. I do some of it, but mostly I tell her, say this, say that, or post this, post that, and she does it. Yeah. And then we've got a media company that works for me, True Image Promotions, and Tom Leogrand. He's a really good guy that's out west, and he's really good with that social media work, and he does a lot of stuff for me and Brett Chapman and Aaron Martins, and he's got Skeet Reese. He's got about 6 or 7 lead anglers and probably about 7 or 8 FLW anglers, and he's helping us a lot too.
Now, tell me about Twitter. What do you do with Twitter?
Now, Twitter is another one of those instant things that a lot of people are getting involved with, but Twitter, I like how quick it gets out there and people follow you on Twitter and how that works, but I'm a man of many words. My wife is a lady of few words, so she likes it because you can't.
That's how it is.
Yeah, she has to consolidate what I want to say because I'll go way over the number.
That's why we get married, Randy.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So she cuts down what I say and gets it into a form that's tweetable and gets it on there and just posts little parts like last night going to speak at the high school bass fishing teams, put a quick little tweet out there, boom, you look in a few minutes, there's 1,000 people that have read that now and sent it out and retweeted it all over the country just in within an hour's time.
They had tweets at the Classic on the big screen. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
This last Classic.
I know, and it's getting ready to be really explode. It already has this year in the bass fishing world, but I think it's going to be even more so, and you're seeing more and more how our partners and sponsors are learning how to utilize that to get more free exposure,
Randy,
to speak.
I got some bad news. The show's over.
Show's over. Darn.
Thanks for being on with us, Randy.
That was a lot of fun. I appreciate you guys having me.
All right, thanks a lot for coming on. How can people get a hold of you?
Randy Howell Fishing on Facebook, randyhowell.com, and the Randy Howell on Twitter, all 3 ways.
Okay, the Randy Howell. I like the Randy Howell.
Yeah, somebody else had Randy Howell, so I had to go the Randy Howell.
All right. Thank you, Randy, and thanks, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back with you next time on Outdoors This Week. Bye-bye.
Jenny, who are you talking to? Get off the phone. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Have a great day. Love you, Mom. I love you. That was your mom?
No matter what you talk to your kids about, love is what they'll hear.
Not again. Hi, Dad. Your dad? Oh, brother. No, but I think he's next.
A thought from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.